Bullseye versus Deadshot. The most accurate man in Marvel versus the most accurate man in DC. Two lethal killers and assassins, but pit them against each other, and who's going to be the last one standing? Let's get into it. The man known only as Lester once aimed to become a Major League Baseball player with his immense throwing skill, but considering the fact that he's absolutely insane, well, the game got to be too boring for him. He ended up killing the pitcher. And after that, well, he decided to use his talents to become the mercenary assassin Bullseye. Bullseye is, for all intents and purposes, superhuman. But then again, so is every street level character in comic books, so just join the club. He's strong enough to easily throw around grown men and kill them with basically anything he can get his hands on, throwing toothpicks, USB drives, literally anything clean through people. He's also strong enough to stop a speeding motorcycle clean in its tracks, has been able to fight against and knock around guys like Daredevil, Elektra, and Punisher throughout the years. Bullseye's even tripped up the Juggernaut before, although that's obviously the outlier of all outliers. I just felt like I had to mention it. Bullseye's also superhumanly tough, even more so since parts of his skeleton are laced with adamantium, just like Wolverine. He's taken all sorts of beatings from Daredevil, falls out of multiple skyscrapers and buildings, all sorts of attacks from a whole lot of other heroes, even getting smashed by She-Hulk. And it doesn't really look like it, but Bullseye is in fact wearing some pretty heavy-duty body armor, enough to routinely take all sorts of bullets and blasts and keep on going. He's a very, very hard man to put down. Bullseye's even survived having his neck snapped and managed to recover. And being primarily a Daredevil villain, you know Bullseye's got to be fast and agile. A lot of other people just move in slow motion, according to him. He's routinely been able to dodge attacks from Daredevil, Punisher, and Elektra, even casually blocking and dodging bullets while he's at it. So yeah, Bullseye is definitely a menace. But the main thing for Bullseye, obviously, is just his insane, superhuman accuracy. He's arguably the most accurate guy in Marvel. He's even more accurate than Hawkeye with a bow and arrow. And his main thing is just killing anyone he can by throwing absolutely anything that he can get his hands on. Literally anything in his hands is a lethal weapon. He's been able to kill people with pins, bottle caps, golf balls, playing cards, a toothpick, paper airplane, even his own teeth. He's absolutely insane. He's literally superhuman in this way, and Bullseye has become an expert at using his environment, whatever's on hand, to fight anyone. And he can throw it all with lethal force. It's actually to the point where when he's in prison, not only do they make sure that he doesn't have anything on his person, but he's also got to be on an all liquid diet so he doesn't kill someone with his food. And it's got to be all liquid on the other end too. So, well, I'll let you finish that thought. And while Bullseye definitely does tend to fight by constantly throwing things at his opponents and forcing them on the defense the whole time, he actually is a very skilled hand-to-hand fighter. He knows every pressure point and weakness in the human body. He's been able to routinely outmatch fighters like Elektra, match up against guys like Daredevil and Punisher, even press Captain America in a fight. And through it all, while Punisher has said that Bullseye is the greatest killer on Earth, and Kingpin believes that he's the greatest assassin. So some pretty high praise coming from the two of them. Floyd Lawton and his brother Ed both grew up wealthy, but despite their money, the boys didn't grow up happy. Both of their parents were sociopathic monsters, constantly fighting and using the boys as ammo. Eventually, their mother convinced Ed to shoot his father. Desperate to keep his beloved brother from going through the guilt of killing someone, Floyd tried to stop his brother by shooting him in the arm with a rifle. But sadly, the branch he was perched on broke, and Floyd accidentally shot his brother in the head, killing him. After this, Floyd spiraled into mental instability, honing his marksmanship skills and eventually becoming the masked assassin Deadshot. Deadshot is definitely strong enough to overpower grown men and even smash concrete walls with his brute strength. His durability is also pretty great, as he's regularly been able to just shrug off hits from all members of the Bat family, including Batman himself. His armor is also definitely bulletproof, as he's repeatedly been shot all over, including the head, and kept on going and fighting. He survived point-blank explosions, attacks from metahumans. Floyd can definitely take a hit. On top of that, he's very, very fast. Deadshot has said he's able to see each individual flap of a hummingbird's wings, and he's backed that up by repeatedly being able to tag super speedsters. He's regularly outreacted people, tagging them with bullets even while they had their guns trained on him. He's actually able to even dodge bullets when push comes to shove. But just like Bullseye over in Marvel, Deadshot's whole thing is his insane superhuman accuracy. The man just doesn't miss, except when he wants to, and has repeatedly been able to pull off seemingly impossible shots with absolute ease. He's regularly tagged heroes, although he doesn't tend to shoot to kill when facing supers. He can outshoot anyone, even Deathstroke and Green Arrow, and is just regularly able to pull off insane trick shots or even shoot just as accurately while blindfolded. He's a skilled and dangerous fighter, but he's really at his best with a gun in his hand. There he becomes a one-man army, literally able to take down whole groups of people all by himself. And he always carries all sorts of guns and bullets into combat. Like his ammo can pierce through essentially every type of body armor known to man. He's got explosive rounds, bombs the size of bullets, and surprise, surprise, is lethally accurate with all of it. So, who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, there's an argument here that accuracy is enough to win the fight, so whichever one is more accurate can come out on top. I don't necessarily buy that, because these are like the two most accurate guys in comics. I don't necessarily think that one holds the edge over the other in terms of accuracy. It's just as likely that they both shoot the other person's bullets out of the air throughout the whole fight, until they eventually get bored, pack up their guns, and go home. So I don't think accuracy is the answer here, because it's essentially a draw in that way. However, even outside of accuracy, I think Bullseye does have some advantages that Deadshot really has no answer for. For one, well, it's his adamantium skeleton. Bullseye is definitely tougher and more durable, able to take a lot more punishment and keep on going, because his skeleton is literally the strongest metal known to man, on top of insane bulletproof armor and the type of insanity that basically doesn't let him feel pain. Deadshot's super tough, and he'll take a lot of punishment in order to get the job done, but Bullseye takes the edge. Secondly, while Bullseye is the better hand-to-hand fighter, no question about it. Deadshot is a decent hand-to-hand guy, but in the world of comic books, well, he's not really all that impressive. Really gets by on his guns and superhuman accuracy. You can kinda argue the same with Bullseye, as he does tend to throw a whole bunch of stuff in close combat fights, but even still, he's matched up against Daredevil plenty of times, and Matt is one of the best fighters in Marvel. He's outfought Elektra several different times, outfought Punisher, battled with Moon Knight and Wolverine, and even Captain America. Bullseye is definitely the better hand-to-hand fighter. Third, well, Bullseye isn't just superhumanly accurate with guns, but literally with anything and everything, in a way that not even Deadshot can compete with. He's killed a man with a toothpick from several football fields away. He's thrown a paper airplane halfway across the city, and got it to perfectly land through a reinforced window. He's also knocked out both Daredevil and the Punisher with paper airplanes before. He's taken out a room full of thugs with just a bunch of plates. He's beat Elektra with a playing card, beat Deadpool with a paper straw. Literally anything in his hands is a lethal weapon. Deadshot can't compete with that level of accuracy with that number of objects, or the versatility that gives Bullseye in a fight. Lastly, well, Bullseye is insane. Like, insane. Insane. Like the Joker type of insane. Just if the Joker was a ninja with superhuman accuracy. Bullseye is totally unpredictable and totally willing to do things to win a fight that not even Deadshot would do. And that's saying something. You can definitely argue that Deadshot wins, because it just takes one well-placed bullet to win this fight. But the way I see it, Bullseye has way more advantages going into this fight, is actually legitimately the better fighter, with his insane superhuman ability to turn anything into a lethal weapon. Well, he should be the one coming out more often than not. Bullseye wins.